Everyone thinks you've been kicking back, drinking margaritas on the beach. But really, you've been hard at work writing a book, meeting with leaders, thinking about the future of our country. Who said that?
Cringe. What is going on, everybody? We have a very good show for you today. Kamala Harris has come out of hiding after her disastrous 2024 loss to Donald Trump, in which all the swing states were given over to Donald Trump very, very handedly. And Kamala Harris, if the 2020 election is going to be believed, she got about 8 million less votes than Joe Biden. But in her defense here, because I love Kamala Harris and I would never denigrate the former vice president who did so much for this country. I would never do that. She only had 107 days to run. And now she's going to tell everybody about it, because what has she been doing since the November loss? Since she stepped off the stage, she said, "Nobody can take our power from us." Sorry, that's a terrible impression of Kamala Harris, but... And then she disappeared. She disappeared from politics. She disappeared from culture. She hasn't been seen at all, but she's been working very hard on a book. It hasn't just been a ghostwriter typing stuff up for her while she sits and drinks margaritas and rambles on. No, she already said in the past clip, she's not drinking the margaritas. She is focused on this book. She's focused on America. She's going to find a way to come back. And it's very important news, too, that she was on Colbert's show. 2 failures together. A little ironic. And she's saying she is not going to run in 2026 for Newsom's seat. So, California, everybody...
Was hoping on that, yeah.
I know I make fun of California a lot. And I do. And I don't apologize for that. But I'm sure there are good people in California, sane people in California, who are breathing a sigh of relief. But let's hear what Kamala Harris has to say about this new venture, her new book, and her path forward.
Just over a year ago, I launched my campaign for President of the United States. 107 days, traveling the country, fighting for our future. The shortest presidential campaign in modern history. It was intense, high stakes, and deeply personal for me and for so many of you. Since leaving office, I've spent a lot of time reflecting on those days, talking with my team, my family, my friends, and pulling my thoughts together. In essence, writing a journal that is this book, 107 Days.
I got nothing. I got nothing, actually. I was going to pause it and say something, and I'm like, I got nothing. It's 107 days of how to waste $1.5 billion in 107 days by Kamala Harris.
Seriously. So I guess just everyone's got a book now. Jeez. That's the thing is. Yeah. You try and get a podcast. If the podcast doesn't work, make a book, or maybe vice versa. I don't know, man.
I feel I have a book. I feel a little slighted by that, actually. I do have a book.
I'm writing a book. Look, I'm not joking when I say this. Literally, everyone has a book.
Everyone's got one.
Everyone's got a book, man. Oh, man. But yeah, let's finish up.
And reflection, I've written a behind-the-scenes account of that journey. I believe there's value in sharing what I saw, what I learned, and what I know it will take to move forward.
How to manage $1.5 billion. Oh, wait, no, you couldn't write that book. You were $20 million in the hole.
In writing this book, one truth kept coming back to
how to avoid the media for half the time. Sorry, I digress.
Me. Sometimes the fight
how to stay sober during speeches. I'm sorry.
Takes a while.
Sorry.
But I remain full of hope. And I remain clear-eyed.
How to be the joyful warrior. How to not fall out of a coconut tree.
I will never stop fighting to make our country reflect the very best of its ideals. Always on behalf
of the people speaking and overwhelmingly electing Donald Trump. There hasn't been a Republican that has won the popular vote since 2004. That was George Bush's running for his second term. Yeah. Against John Kerry, I believe.
We already talked about it on numerous segments.
Thank you for being in this fight with me. I am forever grateful. And I cannot wait for you to read this. And I'll see you out there.
Well, that's a big ass,
Like,
Kamala. I don't
like
know.
we like we've hypothesized before on previous segments,
Big
they
ass.
would have lost a lot of funding if they had went with someone else. I think let's leave it at that and continue with the story.
Oh well, yeah, because obviously the money had already went in. There was already about $300 million in the coffers of Joe Biden and
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, and if they both dropped from the ticket, all that money, I guess, would have had to be refunded. I'm not sure where it would have
Yeah,
went,
yeah.
but
They would have had to
in
redonate the money.
in hindsight, that probably would have been the smart thing to do because they could have an open primary. They could have got somebody better,
Yeah.
but
Been more prepared.
they got a little too greedy. Or if Joe Biden, if they didn't try to puppet around Joe Biden, in a way.
I mean, listen, they made Democratic Party made
In a
the
way,
situation for themselves.
Listen, in a way, I do feel
It-
bad for Kamala Harris. One, she was a DEI hire. Those are not my words. Those are Joe Biden's words. Exactly.
Yes.
Those are Joe
agreed.
Biden's words. She was put in charge of the border, which was not an easy task for her to do. And clearly something that she was not capable of handling, and something it seems like to me, she just blatantly ignored it. Just like, I don't want to do this. I don't know. I mean, everyone says Kamala Harris has all these storied accomplishments, and maybe earlier in her career she did. I know she locked up a lot of drug users in San Francisco, I believe she's from. So she
was a prosecutor, wasn't she?
She was a prosecutor, yeah. She locked up a lot of people for minor drug offenses. So I guess great. I don't know. Now she's a champion of all the downtrodden. It's amazing. But we're gonna come to another failure here. Stephen Colbert. The Late Show. Obviously, we've talked about this. It's been canceled. Yeah. But Kamala Harris wanted to make her debut back on The Late Show.
Yesterday, you made an announcement that you're not running for the governor of California.
Correct. Yeah.
You said you're going to sit this one out.
Everybody in California breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah. You've
Why
avoided
are you
another
saving
one.
yourself for a different office? That might be?
No.
Obviously, people project onto
No,
you their
I
hopes and
understand.
dreams.
And honestly, that it's more perhaps basic than that. I am a devout public servant. I have spent my entire career in service of the people. But to be very candid with you, I had to defend my decision to become a prosecutor with my family. Why is it then when we think we want to improve a system or change it that we're always on the outside on bended knee or trying to break down the door?
How? Okay.
That was cut up quite a bit, I think.
It is cut up a little bit, but I mean, just to play the advocate of what she just said, I'll go back 5 seconds. I want to hear that again.
A system or change it that we're always on the outside on bended knee or trying to break down the door.
Okay. So she's saying that you're always on the outside of the system trying to change it. And listen, I don't mean to doubt you, Kamala. But how are you the vice president of the United States, the second most important position in this entire country, and you yet are viewing yourself as an outsider, somebody who's not in the know, somebody who doesn't have privy to the information? You're a revolutionary from the second most powerful position in the country. It's just, I don't know. To me, that's astounding.
That was, again, not to get too sidetracked. We need to stay focused on this, but I'll mention she definitely used that as a defense before for her lack of acknowledgement of Biden's incomprehension.
Well, yeah, she defended Biden on that too, and that's obviously.
Oh, I didn't see it. I wasn't around. I wasn't involved.
And is that not covering for the system? I mean, come on, you're gonna act like you're not privy to information. You're the vice president. If you get shut out of the, if you're getting shut out of the meeting, then I guess there's a major problem. But
yeah, you're the president's vice president in charge of a certain part of the country, and you never met with him. Never saw him.
Maybe she wouldn't. Okay. Maybe she would be. I don't know, because I don't think Kamala Harris, other than getting elected, and obviously for Joe Biden wanting a black woman on the ticket. And listen, you guys, we could argue forever about this. And I'm sure some people who watch this will say, "Oh, well, I think Kamala Harris was actually very qualified." Possibly, but the way Joe Biden set it up,
he labeled it that way.
There were always like, I don't know. Is the guy just maybe he was just losing his mind then? But the way he set it up,
it's one way. It's one way or the other.
It's the same thing you did with Ketanji Brown Jackson when you put her on the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. I am going to pick a black woman to be on the Supreme Court next. Well, that's a DEI hire right there. I'm sorry. You could have just picked the black. You could have just picked the black woman and not said anything about it. But no. I guess you think Americans are too stupid to figure that out.
Shouldn't we also be inside the system? And that has been my
You
career.
are inside the system.
Recently,
You are
I
the
made
system.
the decision that I just
All right, all
I
right.
don't want to go back to the system.
Hold on.
I think it's
Hold
broken.
on.
Yesterday,
She thinks the system is broken. You were inside the system for
Yeah.
4 years. You had everything to do to change it. Nobody can name a single accomplishment that you have.
You
And
got your
yet
towel
you're
with you?
so-
I think you need to wipe your forehead, man.
And
You
yet
all
you're
right?
still saying, no, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that you got to sit here and
I
listen
agree.
to this.
Listen, I agree,
like
man.
why? I have no idea. Why is Colbert getting canceled? I don't know. Maybe because you don't push back. Maybe because it's terrible journalism or
Yeah.
it's terrible entertainment. Like everybody
It's
can't see
stepping right
through
into
this.
that previous excuse of hers, like I
Yep.
said, with her last case of complacency, and just
But
you're just gonna
listen,
pretend like you didn't see it.
the only thing
Okay.
we know right now is that Kamala Harris has stated, "I will not go for Newsom's seat in 2026. I am not going to run," which is now it's fueling a lot of speculation that she might be looking at a 2028 presidential run again.
She
And-
said no on the show. I'll take her at that word. I really hope she doesn't. Ooh-wee.
I really hope she does. And I
do.
have we got
bet you
Shermichael
do.
here, and we have Scott Jennings here, my guy on CNN. He's the only reason I watch CNN. Scott Jennings is going to explain why it would be a good idea for her to run.
To the center. They haven't done it completely, probably not fast enough on certain issues like Israel, for example. But I don't know if you would look back to the former vice president if you're trying to move to the center. I just don't see that.
Michael, you need to will this into existence. Here we go. My friend, my brother, I
right.
pray every day that these Democrats nominate Kamala Harris in 2028 again. And you're here down talking. I don't understand.
I just don't see it, Scott.
I need you to help me will this into existence. It would be the best for America.
Well,
Democrats,
for our
Yes.
party, of course.
if you, whatever.
But Scott,
I say that you don't like. Please, Kamala
be careful
Harris.
for what you ask for, because
I think Scott Jennings is
Be
100%.
careful what you asked for.
I-
Now she's gonna try and defend it if it would get out of here.
No, he's 100%
yeah.
correct. I hope she does
Yeah.
run. I really do.
Honestly, it would make it, I think, pretty easy because
Oh, it'd be great.
It's hard
It'd be
to back that.
fantastic.
I still have yet to understand any of her policies.
Give her
Because she
She
doesn't talk
she
about
doesn't
them.
have any.
She doesn't talk about them.
Listen, I think, honestly, I think what the Democrats need to understand, and I'm going to say this as I'm nonpartisan, very unbiased. I'm unbiased in this situation. I just want what's best for the country. That's all I want. I think the problem is she only had $1.5 billion to play with over 107 days. So I think
Hey,
we
it
got.
was only 107 days.
I
yeah,
think,
so
as the
maybe-
great Jellywig once said, let's up those numbers. We got to give her like $6 billion to play with. And all
you got to
the
give her a couple
Democrats-
more days. You know,
Or-
she'll be fine.
Yeah. If you want to give her 150 days, give her like $6 billion. That's what you got to do. Just have it blasted all over everybody's screen at all times. Kamala, Kamala.
Yeah.
So, from the New York
Crazy
Times,
money.
Kamala,
Crazy. That's what we spend just to figure out.
well,
who
it's
to vote
donations,
for.
but and then
Yeah, and not we, but like
Not
just
we, I
humans.
didn't
Just
donate
like
one-
humans, like
I didn't
humans
donate.
fucking spend that.
I did
That's
not donate
crazy.
1 cent to the Democratic Party. Also, I didn't donate a cent to the Republican Party.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't donate either way either.
I did vote for Trump, though. Like I said. Anyway, just to sum this up here, Kamala Harris tells Colbert she wants a break from public office. I guess she hasn't been on a break. She lost. She went to Maui or something like that. I was like, that's pretty nice. If I blew $1.5 billion, I don't know if I'd be going on vacation, but that's just me. I don't know. I'm a normal person. I'm a normie. I'm an average pleb, so. All right, let's get into this.
It's like talking to different leagues. That's nothing to them. So I mean, of course, it's going to be bigger to
Well, it's not her money either, so.
normal people. Yeah, exactly. So whatever.
The former Democratic nominee for president explained why she did not run for California governor in her first interview since leaving office as vice president. And I just want to say to that, really quick, before I go off on a huge tangent, for being in the fight and for still trying to push back against Trump and yada, 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 everything you're trying to do, you haven't been seen in 9 months or 8 months. And nobody believes you're writing this book. Nobody believes that. You got a ghostwriter. So I think you've been in hiding, personally.
She likes to do it the old-fashioned way. But I believe her. I think she wrote every line in that book with her 2 hands. Totally.
She doesn't have ink and quill, I know that. Former Vice President Kamala Harris said on Thursday that she was taking a break from political office after decades, telling Stephen Colbert, the host of The Late Show, who sold out years ago and is a coward, that the American political system was broken. Miss Harris, isn't it Mrs. Harris? Whatever. And told Mr. Colbert that she wanted to travel the country to talk to Americans as a private citizen. It was her first interview since she left office on January 20th after losing the election to Donald J. Trump. The interview came days after she announced she would not run in the California governor's race next year. Mrs. Harris, who was California's attorney general and also represented it in the U.S. Senate, had been exploring a run for the state's top office after returning home to Los Angeles in January. Just real quick note. When she tried to run for president in 2020, when the Democrats actually held the primary, she got less than 1% of the vote, and she was the first to drop out. I don't know why. I think it's proof. The Democrats' stock is pretty slim. Who are they going to put up? Newsom? Schumer? Booker? I don't know who they're going to put up. AOC? Jasmine Crockett? I mean, they don't have a lot of great options here. She also discussed what would be in 107 Days, her upcoming memoir about her experience running for president last year that she had announced hours earlier. She said it would talk about how intense and short the campaign was after President Biden abruptly stepped down as the Democratic nominee last summer, leaving her less than 4 months to campaign. No. See, that's also incorrect. You had about 2 months to campaign because for the first 45 days or so, you decided to not come out and do any interviews or give anybody a platform. You thought you were going to run this brat summer nonsense and everyone was going to put the coconut and the tree in their bios. And that was going to generate hype. But and that might have worked for like a week, but when people actually wanted to see what you were about, you were just like Biden. You led a basement campaign.
I still don't know what any of her policies were run on.
Yeah, nobody knows what they were. Exactly. Oh, she said on The View, who, in spectacular fashion, probably ended her political run, even if it had any chance.
What she would change from Biden.
There's not a thing that comes to mind.
Not a single thing. She would run it exactly the same way as Biden.
Mr. Colbert asked if the reason she wouldn't run in California was because she was going to run for a different office. She said no. For now, I don't want to go back in the system, she said. I want to travel the country. I want to listen to people. I want to talk with people. And I don't want it to be transactional, where I'm asking for their vote. Mr. Colbert said that it was harrowing to hear from Miss Harris that the American system was broken. But it's also evident, isn't it? She said, but it doesn't mean we give up. Well, if you're from a broken system, Kamala, you might have to look in the mirror. Because
how did it get broken?
Well, you were
part of running it for 4 years. You were
literally a part of this broken system, and you were in a position of power where you could have changed anything you wanted to, and yet you seem to have nothing. You don't have a medal you can tack on your vest.
No, she does have something to show for it. We don't need to read the statistics, but the border. That's what she has to show for it. That's what she was in charge for. And we all know what happened with the border.
Wow.
Millions and millions of illegal travel.
Oh, maybe that's what she meant. Okay, if you mean that is a broken system, then I would agree with you. Yeah, okay. Maybe actually she is making more sense now. Yeah. You're like the Harris whisperer over here. Now I'm understanding a little bit better. That does make sense. Okay, I can see where she's coming from.
Yeah, let's power through this.
Let's see.
I'm just happy. I really hope, like I said, I really hope I can take her for her word. And that she isn't running. I know you want her to, but I do not want to see Kamala 2.0.
Hey, sometimes
I'm an optimist. I want a good candidate to come out from any party. That again, Trump, I've agreed with some. I've definitely disagreed with some. Overall, I think he's doing what he said he was going to do.
Sometimes the sequel's better than the original.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
He's definitely getting things done.
And it'll give us content. I want the content. Please, give me the content. I'm desperate for it.
Give us stories.
Yes, I want the content. Give it to me. All right. Mrs. Harris said that she and her husband, Doug Emhoff, had tuned out the news for months after she left office. Well, that's okay. Joking that she was just not into self-mutilation. Well, then you wouldn't have ran, sweetheart. She said that she had watched cooking shows instead. Okay. For people who felt deflated and despondent, she said it was important that people like her remind them of their power and their importance in making a difference. Cooking shows are right up her alley, man. She makes the best word salads. She really does. She's a pro at that. Mrs. Harris also said that she hoped that her book, to be released on September 23rd, would inspire readers to see themselves in the political process and recognize their potential. Quote, I hope by writing this book, one of the things that I do is help people see from the inside what it is in a way. One of the things that I do is help people see from the inside what it is in a way that they can see something about themselves that tells them, hey, I could do that.
That's a quote.
All right, I'm done. I can't read the rest of this article.
I've been saying, I'm like, can we power through this, my friend? Like,
oh, that was really
okay. So her book does not. Am I expecting anything from her book or any new information? No, I highly doubt she would disclose anything, even if she did know something. I still stand. I understand the thinking process behind her running and being selected. I'd rather, as a American citizen, would like to see better options. Give me better options, man.
We're gonna do a humiliation.
I'm praying for better options.
We're doing a humiliation. Just read what she just said and tell me if you don't feel silly afterwards.
Nope, I'm good. I read it once or twice already. I'm good.
I mean, it's like, dude. I mean, that's like you're just like. I don't think you know how to use words.
And that's for the author of this article, why would you use that as a quote? Are you trying to I mean, I guess if the point is to try and display,
maybe they're based. They could be based, but like that. I mean, that's an actual
quote. I don't know.
It's like,
that's a quote. Sure is.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Listen, I'm gonna leave it there. It's gonna be a lot more cold with Mr. Colbert, and she's gonna talk about Joe Biden. I don't really care about Joe Biden.
We'll definitely get an update to see how her book does.
I don't think it's like. I mean, can you like what did I just read? It's already making people cringe. This is.
I mean,
this
is a whole book full of that.
This is one very long sentence that doesn't say anything.
Yeah. It sums up her 4 years as a VP.
As an editor, I want to go in and slash this. I want to be like, I don't even know what you're saying. Oh, we got to cut this and cut this. Like,
I think we're good on this topic.
Yeah, no, we're good on this.
Kamala ceases to impress me.
Kamala 2028, let's go. Kamala 2028, please run Kamala. She just needs more money.
Still waiting to find out what your political views are.
Dems need to put more money into Kamala because she is the future. We have been unburdened by what has been, but we can be reburdened by it too. Why not? But yeah, please
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we're gonna wrap up. Do you have anything else to say?
As always, just make sure you leave a like, follow, and subscribe.
And please, anybody who is still a member of the Democratic Party when it comes to 2028, please vote in your primary so Kamala can get back on the ticket. Thank you.